badasses.
Ecto Radio.
Nothing in his path was safe. Not the planes in the sky. Not the ships at sea. Not the men. Nor the vehicles on the ground.
Ecto Radio. The ghost hunting badasses.
It's time to kick ass and chew bubble gum. And I'm all out of gum.
Only on the Supernatural Radio Network. Beer-fueled, whiskey-filtered paranormal radio.
Okay, and welcome to Ecto Radio. I'm the Hitman, as always.
I'm Wicked Wendy.
And I am Zero Voorhees.
And I'm doing a sound check because we forgot to do that.
Again.
Ooh.
Yeah, well, it sounds like we're okay. We're good. I think we're good.
Okay.
All right.
Get rid of that thing.
How do we
Okay.
sound?
I can't hear.
I turned our head off, our thing off there.
I can't hear anything.
The monitor I turned off.
Oh, because I couldn't hear
It's
anything.
too loud over there, so we're going to feedback massively if I turn it up too much.
Yeah,
You
my
wanna go
headphones
turn off
went
the
dead.
monitor?
Yeah, we'll be
Turn it
dead.
off?
I can't hear in my headphones.
Oh, well.
Turn up my headphones.
Zero's going to
I'll
complain
turn
until you
down the
turn.
monitor.
I'm just kidding.
Somebody
that's
was
a skit.
rocking out over here because that
That's
was
a
thing.
skit.
Did you hear how loud you did it before we? No, you didn't. It
I
was
didn't
like that.
touch
You
'em.
weren't even here. You were.
I am not.
You
the
were
one-
making a beer run.
Yeah. See, there you go.
You were making. The
I
beer
have.
run.
I have what O.J. Simpson paid millions of dollars for, an
Well-
alibi.
Yep. Or just hit the button
got
and turn the blue lights
and everything. Just like to point out how professional we look right now.
off. Yeah, well, you know. Had to clean up after the other show. All the buttons are pushed.
I know, it's so weird.
Kits
We
is
leave
wondering
it
where
one
the
way, we
video
come back
is.
to another.
Kit says no video. I don't have video either.
We should have refresh.
Refresh.
Refresh. It is on.
Refresh. Like Irish Spring.
Ustream, those you want to watch the video, or ectoradio.com. Click on listen. And you can watch the video, or you can listen to the audio down below, and it has a chat room with that. But only do one at a time. I
Yes,
mean,
don't
in
do
other
it at
words,
the same time.
If you're watching the video, well, the audio is going to be coming in at different rates,
Oh, okay.
so that's going to be jumbled. So you need to mute one or the other and listen.
I thought
Choose
it was- I
which
thought
one
it
you
was
want to
like a
listen. So, and you can do that on either. Mute it, So
Okay. Sounds good.
messed up week, dude.
It has. It's been, yeah.
It's been
I've had
weird.
I've had weird amnesia crap going on.
It's only 2 days into the week.
Ginkgo biloba.
Ugh.
Ginkgo ganoba. Ginkgo. How do you
Ginkgo biloba. No.
But
see? Look what I
boba.
started.
I was gonna talk about something and it totally spaced it.
Oh.
So yeah.
Well-
Thank you for correcting your name.
Oh yeah, no problem. Totally.
Yeah.
I didn't see that one.
Going to get me in trouble. I'm going to get my butt kicked because of Zero.
No. I almost got my own butt kicked.
Oh, you like having
Wait,
your
does
butt
that make
kicked.
sense?
You like it.
Just on the weekends.
Yes.
Yes. Yeah. Well, I'll give a shout out to our new listener, Music Doll. Yeah. Thanks for tuning in tonight, baby.
There's also a Cody on here that I don't know.
That's
That
been
was
corrected.
me.
Oh, that was you.
You
Yeah.
need to
Who is
refresh.
feeding back?
Oh, I need to refresh now. 'cause
Someone's feeding
I'm seeing
back.
all kinds
yeah,
of weird
see,
stuff.
kids, I heard it too. Someone's feeding back, so we gotta.
How about now?
How about now?
I don't hear
it anymore.
anything.
It was like one of those hearing tests in school where you do this, you know. And now there's some weird music going on.
Where do I
And that I'm
refresh?
fixed. All right. Yeah, it's already turning out
Wow,
to be.
what a
Okay.
rough start.
What was going on is, okay, next week I'm in my lab,
Yes.
75 miles south.
In his love.
So what's going to have to happen is Wendy is going to be sitting where I am. She's going to be producing the show, so I was training her on how to run everything.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
So I get to move
now
up
that
to
was
the-
when I was telling you don't click. You have to go from auto DJ to manual.
Yes,
I did not
and
do
you
that.
didn't do that, and you told me that we had to do that, or
Mhm.
else we would have this problem.
Yep.
So does that mean I get to move up to the big
Lord.
boy table, or no?
No, you get the shanty, because
I
I'm
get- I
moving
get-
out of the shanty.
Well, it depends.
Moving out of the shanty. Okay.
Racer's not here because she has
She's got a lot.
finals
Yeah.
tomorrow.
She's got finals. She's got a bunch of tests.
Yeah.
So next week, well, she probably won't be here because she'll be mourning the
Yeah,
results of the
unfortunately.
finals, or stressed out or something. I don't know. She could show up and get lit. Ooh, I passed.
I'm sure she'll pass. She's a smart one.
Well, that she is.
Yeah.
So anyway, as we were saying before everything went to hell,
As if we left.
we had questions from the listeners last week, and one of them kind of like, okay, that's a cool question. We'll talk about that in more detail next week.
And we don't remember.
And I don't remember what it was. And the page of those listener questions was in here, and it's not here now. Let me see if I put it in here. Oh, look, a note. Oh, no, that's somebody's address. No, that ain't it. So I don't know what happened to it. So this is called doing it on the fly, I guess, right?
We like to do it on the fly. I do.
So, yes. So I thought we'd talk about what is it that makes a haunted, like as far as creepiness factor, because everybody, they have their top 10, where are the most effed up places on the planet, places you would not go, and we actually did a show on that.
Right.
Right.
So I'm thinking about what are the creepy what are the individual factors?
What are the features that
create that? Is it history? Is it ambiance? What is it? And we
well, for me, for me, it's a mix of all of it. I mean, nothing's cooler than going to a place, knowing what's happened there, and then you also, like, the trees are dead because they're, just as old as the place you're going to, and then, like Tombstone, for example. I mean, when you're walking those streets late at night, and, the last time we were there was a Friday the 13th, and, the moon, the clouds, it's dark, and the old buildings, the courthouse especially, when the moon sits behind it just right, you see the tower.
Is that the thing you think that really makes it spooky, though?
Visually, I can. I mean,
but it's a modern town. I mean, you can walk in, you can buy a Coke, or I mean.
Well, yeah. I mean, it's a modern town. It has an ATM and everything. But I'm saying when you're walking through it late at night, and all that shut down, and you're staring at the sky. Hearing
things go clink, clink.
Clink, clink in the night.
No, that was the.
I'll be honest. Okay, I remember my first trip to Tombstone, and I can see where you're coming from. Maybe I've just gotten used to it because I've been there so much. But I remember our very first time. Well, of course, there was ghost stories at that time that there was a lady, a madame, who was hung, which turned out totally not to be true. But her ghost was supposed to be seen on Allen Street, as well as Virgil Earp's ghost, right?
Right. So
that's what we were doing with street patrol. We would walk from the birdcage, which is on the far south end of Allen, and we'd go all the way up past that. It's the tourist center now. It used to be the old city hall. So we go way, and we just went down one side of the street.
Yeah, that old city hall looks creepy.
Yeah, and you just kept doing it. And we did that whole thing, for hours, man. That was in my youth when I could do that without feeling it the next day. I was in shape and stuff, but now, y'all have fun. I'll be at Big Nose Kate's with one of them margaritas.
I was just
holler if you see something. Yeah.
I knew you were going to say that.
But, that's, I can see where that is. Even today, though. I mean, but, one of the things that kind of, and we were talking about ambiance, the difference between the first time we went and the second time.
Right.
Because the Tombstone gunfighters were there, and so there were the gunfights randomly going off and the side streets and on. And then the second time we went, they were closed. Their facility burned down.
Yeah.
And that wasn't there.
I know, and you didn't have the gunfighters on the street. You didn't have all that fun stuff. You didn't have people in costume or character. That was bizarre.
But you notice how it affected it a little bit.
It did.
It wasn't as... It didn't have that nostalgia that it had before. So it was definitely like a different feel. So, yeah, they got to do something about that, man, really. It really did add to it. Of course, then again, you didn't have to worry about the guy in the Western garb coming up in your face. I got a show in 30 minutes down the street.
True.
Y'all got to come on and check it out. Margaritas are half price. What?
Yeah.
Margarita half price?
Yeah, that's the only thing you hear.
That's all I hear.
Margarita?
They did have the cheapest margaritas.
Oh, and they were good, too. You don't have to drive anywhere. You can just walk.
Yeah, you walk to your hotel.
Love that.
So that was... okay, I can see how that does come into play. But, what about... Okay, a great example. We went and we did the New Mexico State Penitentiary.
Yes.
Okay, so how does the ambiance compare? And I know Zero's been there as well. How does that ambiance compare? Knowing the history, did knowing what happened really affect you as much as, or is it, it's run down, it's old, it's dark, there's no lights,
I think it was more. That one was more the history.
Yeah, see, for me, it was the feeling I got when I got in there.
Yeah,
It was
it's the way it looks, the way it feels, but a big influence on me, particularly, was the history. Just like, yeah. There's a lot of things happened here that were just, whew.
I don't know. When I walked in, I felt this like heavy, just oppressiveness. I felt that too at Alcatraz. I don't know whether it has to do with the prison thing or just all that.
Knowing it, what it is.
Yeah.
Well, I remember on our list, I think the number one was Auschwitz. That was the freakiest, scariest place that would. And if you think about it, okay, it's the history that does it there. Knowing what happened and seeing the remnants of it, the little pile of shoes, and stuff like that. I mean, obviously that's going to affect you to a degree. But speaking of the pen, I was talking to Swami when we do our last Halloween broadcast at 94 Rock, and he's saying, I was cool going to the pen until I read that damn book, and he's talking about The Devil's Butcher Shop, which talks about the riots.
Oh, yeah.
And he said, once I read the book, and that happened here, and he said that really did affect him. He said, before that, I probably would have walked through there, it's just a jail, it's empty, there's nobody here, it hurt me.
Right.
So I think that does. So is that kind of a bias, then, that ghost hunters would experience by knowing too much about the history? Do you think it would bias their perception?
It might. I think it has a good possibility of doing that. It depends on the ghost hunter, though, For me, I can hear a history of something, but how do you know it's true? A lot of it, a lot of it's urban myth, for a lot of places that you go. You really have to take it and look at it with new eyes and not see it for its history.
Urban myth, yeah, but when you read it in a book...
Well, all right, look at Memorial Hospital here in downtown Albuquerque.
Now, that's a good example.
Now, it's a hotel now.
Right.
And, it's one of those tip your pinky kind of places. It's expensive. And so, if you did not know, I don't know how you would not know it was something. I mean, it's like all over. But if you didn't know that it was a hospital, do you think it would have the same feel? I mean, because even going in, when I was walking through it, I'm like, okay, I think that, this is a hospital. It feels like a hospital. But I'm biased because I know it was. Because you can almost see, okay, this was the nurse's station, hallway going off each direction. It followed the same. But, I mean, would you know that if you weren't aware of the history?
I don't think so. I mean, because it looks so different now with all the carpeting and although I get the feeling like it is a hospital just because, the uniformity of the rooms, and so it makes a good hotel in that way.
So, I mean, let's say if we were putting out an argument for paranormal investigations, how good is it to brief the team on the history of the location in detail?
I don't think it's a real good idea.
No. So we're thinking, just by talking, we're saying that would probably be a good idea because it would bias them too much.
Right.
So, and that's some of the points that I've seen other people make before. Is there was an article that was put out by Ben Radford a while back, and he was really criticizing ghost hunters checking out the history, and the way that he put it in there made complete sense because it was like, okay, we checked it out, and oh my gosh, somebody died here, woman named Ruth. So when they're inside, Ruth, is that you?
Yeah.
Mouse goes scurrying across the floor. Is that you, Ruth? Coming up behind me? Ruth, talk to us.
Ruth the mouse.
It's biased them. But, I mean, a lot of it, you have to look at history in a way, sometimes, to determine myth building, but that's during an investigation phase. So you're trying to figure it out. And that's one of the big clues that's going to give it away. In your myth building, if it's a myth, you see the location getting spookier, or it starts becoming more elaborate than what it was before. I mean, you go back and you look at like at the St. James, for example, where the original story was, okay, TJ and Mary are in love, and they get kind of caught, and, you know, in one variant he gets shot, and the other variant, you know, he shoots the assassin, and he gets away, and she's brokenhearted, and that's why she haunts it. But when you go to today, it's, TJ's just this evil bad ghost, and if you go in his room, he's going to F you up bad.
Well, that's because of that one psychic, though.
Yeah,
Everybody-
but it's the general myth. Everybody believes it.
Yeah.
You know, and there's no proof that he even stayed in room 18.
True.
And just you know, but I mean, and beyond that, I mean, you got the bias created by obviously the TV show.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, people go in there now and they'll smell the
Roses.
me and Zero, there was a smell that we detected outside. Sometimes
No. We detected that in the room and then had to go
yeah,
outside.
we went outside and there's a flowering tree, and we're like, okay, yeah, that's not what we smelled. But the next day, there was somebody in the hall, and they were like, "Oh, I smell, it's Mary's ghost." And I'm like, that's that tree.
Yep.
You know, if you think about the wind blowing, it would easily blow that smell inside the hotel.
Right.
You know.
Oh yeah.
So I mean, a lot of people are smelling stuff, you know, and that's explainable, but they've been biased, so it's it's the ghost. So yeah, you got to watch that thing.
Yeah.
Bias is a really big thing. Kills people. Look at Persinger, man. This is a guy with a degree.
Yes.
Did research with a college, put out all this really cool, you know, hypothesis about how electromagnetic pulses through the God helmet can make you perceive, you know, we get the feeling that, you know, you're being watched, or
you hallucinate or hear things that aren't there, or see things, or
so, and then, you know, that goes into trials, and 2 colleges tried it, neither could replicate it, and which means something's really messed up. The theory's wrong. It's not a theory anymore. So, and that's bias. They accused him of biasing his test subjects. When they went in, he would, okay, we're going to test him, we're going to zap you with this and see if you feel anything. You've biased them.
right.
Because they're expecting to feel something. So, I mean, if you think, okay, I'm going to feel something, and you got your eyes closed, you know, and I don't know, maybe you have gas. Okay, I feel
Bubbles.
pressure.
Bubbles.
You know, yeah.
My
And
stomach's
okay,
bubbling.
and the experimenter's going, okay, he feels pressure in his, you know. I mean, the bias, you know. So that's why the importance of controlling bias is one of the big mistakes that ghost hunters constantly make. But, you know, a lot of that, though, when we're going back to these places, I mean, you look at our system where we have, you know, the positive and the negative controls. We have places that are haunted and then places that are not haunted. And to prevent that bias, ghost hunters aren't told. You know, that here's the legend and here's the stuff you're going to use. Go in there and take measurements. You know, you can't really bias a meter. The meter's going to go off or not, you know?
That's true.
You're going to get EVP or not, you know? So, I mean, the information's able to do that, but you kind of need the bias because, well, for example, when Bob was vice president of SGHA, Bob outright told me, dude, I believe. There's a part of me that really does believe. I'm biased. I don't want to know. Like, okay. And because I tried to let him know, and we were doing tests, and it was a negative control we released, which was the chapel down in Old Town, Our Lady of Guadalupe, you know, whatever, down there in Old Town.
Right.
And story's pretty much made up. And we were taking people, and it was a great control because 24/7 we could take teams in there and test things. And Bob could not keep the poker face.
Yeah.
It was getting 11:30. Damn, I'm getting thirsty. It's old beer 30. You know, Bob, come on, man, we just started, dude. You know, and you could tell he didn't want to be there because he knew it wasn't haunted. So, and then that's when he said, "Dude, just don't tell me. You know, leave me out of that. Your thing. Just, I'll believe, and you do the stuff." So that's the way we did it. But you know, you got a lot of things like that. And it's amazing now because talk about bias. I mean, now at that place, we've admitted it's on our website.
Yeah.
We've talked about it's not haunted. Here's why it's not. Da, 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 da. It's in there. We've talked about on Ecto Radio. We did the little ghost tour thing you can download if you want to take the ghost tour and do it by yourself.
Right.
You can download the little episode and go through. But despite this, people are still, going in there. Oh, the lady in black, I feel her. And they're talking about blood coming out of the walls. Like,
what blood?
What crack were you smoking to see blood?
Yeah.
Really? There's no blood. But yeah.
What kind of crack were you smoking?
Yeah, there's raspberry,
crack.
there's blueberry, vanilla crack, which is really kind of bad. You stay away from the vanilla.
Stay away from the vanilla?
Yeah.
Okay.
But you see what I'm talking about. It's all this huge, big myth that's built up over something, that it's just the way that it was. Even when we did the tours back then, we were saying, well, okay, it's not haunted, guys. But it resembles this. We would talk about La Llorona. I never can roll my R's. I have to say it like an Italian. La Llorona.
Like an
Like
Italian.
Dracula.
There you go.
La Llorona.
It's a little more north of Italy.
Vlad.
All right.
All right, so yeah, close, same continent.
Very good. Yes.
But anyway, so I mean, we would tell them it wasn't, and then we'd say, okay, well, here's this legend, and this came from Mexico City, and around 1590, and this is how what happened, and it spread all over the world. Wherever the Spanish went, that story went with them. There's stories of her up in Chicago. There's stories in the Philippines.
What? Wow.
Oh yeah, there's stories.
The
of
La
ditch
Llorona
witching,
World Tour.
That would be a cool T-shirt. You just gave me an idea. Write it down. I'll forget it.
All right. No, I got that.
You got it. You write it down. Okay.
The La Llorona.
I'll forget that.
See, now you're making me paranoid about.
Then
saying it wrong.
we'll be typing kits. What did Cody say he had a great idea about last week?
I know.
Yeah, write it
We need to
down.
just start sending kits like credits or something like that, just so she can use in the Ecto store, just for being like a stenographer or what's the word? Like a production manager, remembers all the episodes and stuff.
Yeah.
Well, she just told me tonight that her memory isn't that great, so not to
Oh.
rely on her. And I said, but we do rely on you. We're
Yeah,
messed
yeah.
up now.
And
What
we
are we
didn't even
gonna
ask.
do?
We didn't even ask.
What are we
We
gonna do? We need her.
Well, yeah, she's here every week. That's why. She's reliable.
Yeah.
Yes, she
But
is.
it just shows how it can grow and how things
Yeah.
can really get out of hand.
That is a good idea. Though.
And so that was kind of the way that it goes, But I mean the same thing. All right, let's think of another place. See how bias affects
chemo.
The chemo. Okay,
The chemo, yeah. That's a
You
good-
both into the chemo.
Yes,
True.
we have.
Yes.
Okay, so obviously, all right, the chemo. Weird Travels had an episode on Bobby.
Yeah.
Right.
So were you affected when you went in there? I mean, obviously now we were punking. What was it? U-Rock Albuquerque when
Yeah.
we were there. So
Right.
obviously
It
that
was
was
media.
going on. But
It was media.
other than that, though,
I just, I didn't feel any creepiness at all there. I knew it was an old theater and also knew the history, saw the shrine and everything. Actually, I was kind of touched by being there. That after all of these years, they would still have something to commemorate that accident that took that young boy's life, I was actually kind of moved there. I felt, like, wow, that's cool to do. It's a cool thing to do.
well, that's a very
It's respect.
it's a very New Mexican thing. You see that all over.
Yeah, well, yeah, I mean, with the crosses and the bikes on the road.
But it's explainable, though, too. And so whether it is or...
But I never bought the haunting stuff.
Yeah, I mean, so many people have seen things there, that I've heard of and things like that. But you go in there and you can prove that if you get hits and stuff, it's, something that you can replicate each time.
You see, one of the problems I have is that, okay, say Bobby, okay, doesn't happen. The way that was debunked, they're relying on the fact that it's really the word of, what is his name, Dennis Potter, the production manager that was there when the whole thing started. Mm-hmm. It's his word against the skeptics. Okay, so you have that, but they never address the other two. There's a man in a dark suit seen on the balcony, and then there's the woman they see in a Western
Dress.
yeah, kind of like a costume, a Western costume, I guess we'll call
Yeah.
it. All right, doesn't even address those two.
Right.
All right, well, is there anything tangible with those two? I don't know. So I mean, you got a lot about that.
Because that's what I always heard about was the woman. I mean, she was like the caretaker. You could see her in different places doing different things, caretaking.
Yeah.
So that's what I always heard. It was never Bobby. It was always
Yeah, exactly.
somebody else, some other person in there or something.
Yeah, I've always heard of Bobby. I did hear about the woman, too. But I never heard about the guy on the balcony.
Yeah. He only shows up during performances. So
Oh, that's in everyone, though. Every theater has
Yeah,
that.
it's always that.
I mean, in
The
Ilford,
one in
it's-
Boise, Idaho?
it's Odell, and she sits in the third row of the balcony and
Yeah.
everything, and she wears a mink coat. Or, I mean,
With the eyes still
so
attached.
many. In the Schuler Theater, the same thing. It was, another. And they're in the fourth row, in the whatever.
Third seat back.
And so you're an actor, and you're looking up there, looking for the mink coat, and you never see it. Never do, ever.
The Boise Theater like that in Idaho is the same way. They always, on the anniversary of when he passed away in the movie box, where they had the projectors and everything, they always show the movie that he died while he was working. And it's supposed to bring a residual haunting every year and everything. I saw it on Travel Channel or something.
Yeah.
In between a Reese's commercial and something about a pill that makes you ready to go all the time.
Well, what I loved in the theater is everybody was like, "Hey, did you see her?" "Yeah, I saw her." And it's like, "Yeah, right."
But after 4 hours, you have to cut it out.
Yeah, you can't see anything when you're down there, and it's like all these lights in your face, and yeah, you really saw her up there? No, it doesn't work. Doesn't work.
Yeah, you can't see past the first 2 rows when you're on stage.
It's almost like the fun thing to do, Did you see her? Did you see it? Yeah.
You say
well,
yeah,
that's
even though you
that's
didn't.
another thing. You get that kind of stuff going on. And how much of that is myth building in itself? You start out with Bobby, and then it spreads,
Right.
onto other things.
And then make it into hype, and it goes from there.
Yeah, but then again, theater culture, it's full of that stuff. The ghost light, which technically it's a safety measure, but whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's all through there. But what about like Kelly? What I was wondering, like Kelly Ghost Town. Okay, there's nothing up there. We got the graveyard, which is kind of neat.
Yeah, it is.
Okay, so what did you guys feel at Kelly? What was your impression?
I
'Cause
like
now keep in mind, I didn't really give you a background at Kelly, did I? I didn't
No.
tell you
No.
what was going on.
Nope.
Okay, so what was your impression about Kelly?
Go ahead, Wendy.
Well, I don't know. I mean, it was a really cool place. There was, ruins and things, and so that there were people there, but I didn't really get that big of an impression there. I just thought it was cool.
What about you? There's zero.
Pretty much the same thing. I thought it was really cool looking. The cemetery with the trees overgrowing over the tombstones, the ruins. That big, huge tower thing that was in the back. That was
cool.
kind of creepy. That was really creepy looking.
I thought the hole was creepy. I didn't want to fall in there. It's been forever.
Oh, yeah, the abyss.
The abyss. I've got pictures of it
Yeah,
going
that-
straight down. I got Spanky to go right over it because she's not as scared of, going over
Heights.
And I've got this
Or
picture
loads.
all the way down to
What that?
to where you can't see. It's not even the bottom because, the camera couldn't pick it up that
Yeah.
What a great place to hide bodies. No one would
I
never find them.
know. That would be the perfect place. Now I know where to hide them.
There you go.
This mafia
RM
body removal.
RM, we have a place to hide bodies.
Yes.
There's nothing wrong with grabbing a broadsword and yelling, "Freedom!" Right? Well,
Apparently not.
we have a hearse available. We are put the other tires on the hearse. We throw the bodies in the back of it.
Right.
Drive to Kelly. Throw them all down the shaft. All we got to do is roll them,
That's right.
and they'll go right down in there. Boom.
This
I'm
might be
so glad
profitable. We do need
the
equipment
Italian
in our
mafia
group.
does not listen
We
to
need
this,
equipment. We need to, offer our services maybe.
What are you talking about? You guys are talking about doing hits on the air.
Well, why not? Are we really going to do them? I don't think so.
I don't think so, no.
But it is fun to think about,
But
especially
yeah,
when you
well,
have a great
Cody's over
hole
there
like
all
that.
excited about it. He's like,
I'm seeing dollars.
we'll stand over
Yeah.
there. We'll stand over them as they plunge to the abyss and yell, freedom.
I'm seeing great equipment for our group, I mean, we need that technology.
Yeah, it's helping. We're helping one of our listeners out. Give them some ideas. Having a tough time at work. Give them some ideas.
Yep.
We
got to
There's always solutions. There's always solutions.
Yes, there is.
So, I mean, also, the bias didn't affect you as much because you didn't know as much about the history. Correct?
Right.
Yeah.
I couldn't even tell how big it was. I didn't do any research on it. I mean, I just saw a couple of adobe walls that were down and, and then that big, huge thing in the sky that when we first went up there, it was totally dark, too, so you couldn't really see much. You were just
No, it
kind of
wasn't-
stumbling.
It wasn't totally dark when we got there.
Yeah, it was
The sun was
dark.
going down, but
We went out there twice.
Yeah,
Oh.
the first time.
The
it was
first time
totally
it was dark.
yeah.
Totally dark.
When you came out the second time is when we got there early enough. and-
We wanted to be so we could actually get a lay of the land.
Yeah, but it does get dark quick there.
Yeah,
I
because
mean,
in the mountains, the sun goes
yeah,
down,
the-
and
yeah.
you're in the dark pretty quick. Yeah.
like they say sunsets at 6, but up there it's 4:30 because of all the mountains.
Kids wants to know if she ships bodies to us, will we take care of them for her?
From a
If they make it, I guess we are. If they
they got
make
to
it,
get through customs.
if they make it, no problem. We got your back. And you'll get 50 credit points in the Ecto store too.
Yeah, we could give points out.
We charge by the pound. Keep that in mind.
Yep.
So, if you catch them coming out of, I don't know, McDonald's or something with too many supersized bags, that's the one you want for free stuff in the Ecto store.
No,
Mail it. How could you mail?
I don't know.
I think if you mix potpourri with the little popcorn things, that are in the boxes, I think you might be able to get away with it.
Or open up a fake company. What is that? Real Doll?
Oh, Real Doll.
Yeah, change it to
Yeah.
something like that where you can actually put a body and they would expect it to be something like that.
And have some weight to it.
Yeah, have a weight.
What the hell is Real Doll?
You've never seen a Real Doll? Real Doll is
I've seen some
It's not
really
the blow-up
sweet,
kind.
sexy
It's not-
pictures
it's not
of
the
music
blow-up
dolls.
kind.
But
it's not like a blow up doll. It's solid, and they're very lifelike. I mean, the eyes, they use the glass eyes in them, and you can pick. I mean, it's cool. It's like build a girl, or you can build a
Build
guy.
a girl.
You
Oh,
can
you
go
can build a guy?
you select the breast size,
that's
what
easy.
color
Ooh.
you want, everything, or hair. Do you
Nice.
want the
So-
pubic hair or not? But they're like
So, instead of the Build-A-Bear workshop, you're saying that there's
love doll.
Build-A-Bang workshop
Build
or
a Love Doll.
Oh my God!
But they're
How
expensive.
did you find this?
It's on HBO.
Sure. Okay.
They have that. What do
Oh,
they
yeah,
call that
it's
show?
called Real Sex. Or
Real Sex. Yeah.
Yeah. I
They had a
like
whole
that show.
segment.
Aren't they
on
up
the
to
Real
like
Dolls.
80,000?
I miss HBO
Yeah.
for those things.
Yeah.
Get some neat stories on those or ideas.
But yeah, the male one's kind of interesting. I saw that.
Yeah?
The penis is adjustable. They have the
Ooh.
flaccid one. Yeah, I guess you don't want it.
Yeah, hard
Is
on.
it Reebok pump
and
technology?
It's like there's a ball in it.
Yeah.
And you grab it and it pops right out.
Oh wow.
And guys are watching. Oh.
And so you can pick the size, how long it gets, or
Yeah.
wow.
It's never going to be big.
But what
enough.
about width? Width is good too.
So it has
That's
all
what
that
I'm
in
saying.
there.
It's got to have Reebok
You just pull
pump
it out, and
technology.
pops right out.
Just pull it out. Pop it. Well,
There we go.
let me also tell you, ladies, that will happen for a real man as well. If you just walk up and pop it out, you're going to get the same results. Although we do not have the adjustable size, the level 1, 2, 3, 4 click thing. Believe me, if we did, we'd just leave it on the loudest setting.
Oh, the loudest, huh? But what if
Yeah.
you liked it? If you were with
That
a girl
makes
who
sense,
didn't
the
want
loudest.
it loudest, they wanted it subtle.
But what do they call them? Guys
You
use
just
them.
don't go as far.
Basically,
I
a
don't
lot
know.
of lonely guys use these things for companionship. They dress them up.
Wow.
Okay,
It's pretty
see now,
sad.
no, I've seen those stories where they name them, they get them
Right.
dressed, they're at the kitchen table,
They're buying them panties and
they're
stuff.
taking them to Walmart, and
Yeah.
I think I even saw one where they took the doll to the movie, and he
But they're
actually paid for the dummy.
The thing is that they're heavy. They're like 300 pounds, if I remember right.
Yeah.
They're really
300 pounds.
Well, their skeletal structure is made out of metal, and
So you can really ride them.
Oh, cool! So she's metal to
you
the
can't
core.
tear it up. Now, if it falls on you, it might hurt you. But
Yeah,
I'm
when
saying.
doesn't it?
I actually gave a boyfriend who liked to dress me up as a Barbie a mannequin from the theater I worked at, and he still has it in his house, and he dresses her up. She's a size 4.
Okay.
Yeah,
I
I'll
would
remember that
have
when
our
I
joke with
go
a
shopping.
sex bot here.
this is a true story.
I would have gotten one of those real dolls if I could afford it.
Yeah.
Just to see Bob's face, but
yeah.
we tried.
You
making
might have
her.
seen more than Bob's
Do you
face.
remember?
if
Do you
did
remember?
that.
No, Bob would have.
You would have walked in too early one day, just too early.
Bob would have thought of a way to conceal a bottle opener up something, so he can take the bottle and pop his
No,
beer
yeah,
off. That's
actually,
what
yeah.
Bob would think.
That, yeah.
Yeah, he wouldn't think about poking it or anything. But we tried to make one on Sexbot. Remember, we glued that thing
Yeah,
on it. And
yeah, the little pussy.
Thing.
Thing. Yeah, the vagina. Sorry, wrong language.
Oh, that was horrible.
That
We
was.
came in. It was in the summer, and it melted off.
And it
was
melted off, and it just like fell off, and it's on the ground. It's like all sad.
Racer came in. Oh no! Sexbot's coochie melted off. Oh.
Yeah, she was.
I remember that. We came into the studio. And
Zero
it was just
walks
right
in,
on the
steps
floor.
in it. Ah, damn!
Oh.
What's on my shoe?
Ew.
That is what happened, huh? I did
Yes.
step on it.
Yeah, he's all cussing. Oh man, I want to get this crap off here.
I've got coochie on my foot.
Yeah, look at him. Speaking of that, you got news, right?
Yeah, I have one thing.
One thing in paranormal news?
I do, but I can make it a little longer.
You know, a quick thing. They on Coast to Coast AM, they were talking about Dulce the other day. I think it was
Really?
2 or 3 days ago. They were talking about Dulce, yeah.
The home of the secret UFO base?
Yes.
UFO base.
Area 69?
I know.
Area 69. That's right.
We had a whole
ladies.
thing on that with Bob and everybody.
I
That
know.
was awesome.
No, but they were talking about it the other day. And apparently, it's not a place that houses aliens. It's a base for aliens.
Oh.
Like, not a base like Area 51 where they got alien stuff and Hangar
okay.
18. This Dulce is a secret interstellar government between the worlds, and Dulce is the meeting place. Like, the aliens come in, you know, meet George Jetson. They come in, they go, hey, Bob, how's it been going over there in Gamma Rayville and everything? And then, you know, have a barbecue, say their little thing, and they fly back out. No problems.
Well, I'd believe it. Pretty nasty.
Yep.
Okay,
Okay.
let me get the intro. Hang on.
All right.
Welcome to Post-Mortem, the latest paranormal news with Racer.
Is an orb, what we call an orb. There's nothing come right across the other bed and just kind of disappear right at the camera.
You're gonna see the shape around the corner which resembles a face.
Oh, pardon me, that's your ass.
We have to dig from here so as not to be seen. Come on, bitches.
Okay.
Okay. Mine is, now this thought has come up for a while I was chatting with with Omen about demons. This is basically from a chat room, and I picked this up. And we laughingly coined a new term, spiritually transmitted diseases, STDs. It had started out as a kind of a joke, but it got me thinking about a few things regarding the explosive popularity of all the ghost hunting type shows on TV. Can you get a spiritually transmitted disease from negative entities?
Excuse me?
Yeah.
One more time, what was?
Spiritually transmitted diseases from negative entities.
So it's still an STD then?
STD.
Just wanted to make sure I heard it right.
Yes. Kind of like an AIDS of the soul.
Oh my God.
Sorry. Much like AIDS that would lower your spiritual resistance to the effects of a deadly negative energies on your life. With more and more people, amateurs, going out and purposely seeking out negative entities, and in some cases going about it recklessly, are they opening up themselves up to possible disastrous consequences?
I have itchy red welts on my buttock.
I have seen and been through some pretty weird things, but I have never actively went out seeking evil entities on purpose. So I guess what I'm curious about is hearing other people's experiences. Have you ever been affected negatively? Thank you, by dabbling in things of this nature. And what effect has it had on your life?
Impure.
It got me.
Exactly.
The reason why this kind of got my eye, which it's funny, but too,
It's hilarious.
I have a friend here in town who is kind of a not a psychic leader, but he's
He's a guru?
No, he dabbles in all kinds of things.
A metaphysicalist?
Right. He's kind of the one who
Did I
goes
say
in
that right?
and he does cards, he does runes, he's, part of Wicca, he's part of being heathen, he's all different kinds of things. And he went to go exorcise a house, not really, just clear it, and it was a ghost hunter, actually. A local ghost hunter who claimed that from ghost hunting, he had picked up this horrible entity, this negative energy that came into his house. So, and he kept getting cards read by him, and finally he went in and he cleared the house. But, it just, how long have I been ghost hunting, or you've been ghost hunting, or you've been ghost hunting, and have we ever had anything like this happen? We go into all kinds of places.
No, I know. We've been to a million places and we've rocked them all.
I
but
really,
nothing. No.
yeah, I really think that it's more in our minds that we bring things like that back. I mean,
So
it's,
like they come back from a hunt or something like that, and they're like, "I've hit a stroke of bad luck" or something like that, and then they go, "Oh, I know, I must have brought a ghost home and it's ruining my life."
exactly, or you
Wow.
know, or they start listening for it because they're kind of freak themselves out about, well, did I bring something home?
Yeah. Well, I mean, Bob and I had this conversation. Is that the end of it?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
so I can ramble,
Oh.
ramble on. Ramble
You
on.
can ramble.
I'll ramble
Ramble,
on.
Ramble on.
So we had this conversation for a long time ago, and about
Mm-hmm.
I don't believe they can. Even if they exist, I don't know if they do or not, but if
Right.
they do, they can't. Why in the hell would it want to follow you?
I know. What makes you
Exactly.
so special, Mister?
I mean,
Universe,
really.
You
I
know.
mean, so I don't think they would. Bob had a different opinion. He believes that something followed him back from Fort Craig.
Really?
Yeah. There was a joke when we had another friend. I said, "You know how this happened? We brought our other friend, who has a very large posterior."
Yes.
And I said, "Well, what happened was we got in there, and the ghosts, they're very light. They're just energy,
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
They got
yeah.
locked by gravity into
Uh-huh.
orbit around his buttocks,
Oh.
and he brought it home that way.
I see.
That's what I
That
think.
is a solid theory.
Well,
I commend you on
and
that.
I've known
That
people
is-
that pull out their pockets so that they don't bring things home with them, and all these different things. It's as bad as,
Smudging.
theater superstitions.
I went on a ghost hunt in Texas once, and where were we going? We were going to Bowie Park, and first thing that happened, we got out of the car, and one of the girls got out, and she had a little conch shell in the sage with a little feather fan.
Yeah.
Like, what the what the fuck are you doing?
What the hell?
Oh, you'll be cleansed.
Yeah.
Okay, shouldn't we do this like after? I'm just thinking, we're pure going in. Oh, great, virgin, pure people. Let's rape them.
Yeah, isn't that like a bug like?
Shouldn't you like come out, and like, okay, now we'll do it, and then
The cleanse, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I just didn't
you
get
don't get decontaminated before you go into
you know
a
what?
melting nuclear reactor.
And this is the thing. Okay, so we pulled up right.
Doesn't work.
All right, so we pulled over and we went into Bowie Park. This is where one of the hatchet ladies, the story of the hatchet lady. This is one of them that's there, and it's an abandoned park. You got to know where the hell this place is, or you won't find it. But you go through and you're in the woods, and all of a sudden there's this marker, Bowie Park. It's like it has that Camp Crystal Lake feel. Like when you're in the woods, and all of a sudden you see Camp Crystal Lake, and go, oops, went the wrong way. All right, so it's like that feeling, and you're going through these woods, right? And got back to the car, and this chick lost it, and the big buttocked one
Yes.
promptly, drive! He's freaking out, so I take off. I'm going, what the hell is wrong with you? So we went all the way into Stanford, Texas, which is about 12 miles away. Got in, went to a 7-Eleven, I went out and got a burrito. They're smudging like crazy out there, putting the smoke all over them. And I'm like, dude, what the hell? Talk about bias. Her screaming and whatnot freaked him out, where he was convinced there was something going on. I'm like,
there
there's
you go.
nothing there, man.
There's nothing better than taking someone down with you,
Yeah. Just shows you how that stuff can really
or going down with someone. Either way,
get in
however
the
you want
way.
to put it. It's good times all around.
Yeah. Just saying.
Just saying.
Okay, so also tomorrow on my, I'll do it on my Facebook or maybe Ecto Radio's actually. Got a new SGHA calendar. It's very, very neat. 12 images of Grimm. Well, take that back. There's 11 images of Grimm, one of us at Tombstone. But all new art.
Nice.
Several different backgrounds. I think it's some of the best art we've ever had of Grimm is actually on this thing. Also,
And
the
that's hard to do because I think
the other thing
Grimm is
I got to pimp the stadium blankets right now until
December 2nd.
November 2nd.
November
They
2nd
are
was last
40
month.
No,
It's
sorry,
December
December 2nd. November 25th to December 2nd. There you go. I got to say the whole thing.
So Friday.
They're 40% off.
Up to Friday.
So we got the Ecto one here. There's also
Buy it.
the
It worked for
SGHA one
Futurama,
is pretty
so.
cool. So
I know, and there's different dating blankets because there's like the one with our new image on it. Then there's this one because this is our old image on the back of this one.
I think these things are regular like $55.
No, they're more than that. They're
It
like
depends if they're two-sided or not. The
Okay.
two-sided ones are like $75.
Yeah.
But the one-sided, I went in because my brother wants one, so he's not listening, so I can tell you I bought him one for the holidays.
Nice.
So
There
it
you
was
go.
You're a good
regularly
brother.
$55 is only $30.
Nice.
So, but that's only till
I've
November.
got to
7th.
go in there. And I bought a calendar, and now I got to buy another calendar. I need one for home and one for work, maybe. I don't know, because I got the one with us on it now. SGHA.
Very much so. So that's very cool. Next week I'll be at the remote location. We'll see how it goes. There may be some audio glitches because it'll be
Yeah.
our first time in doing this in a very long time.
There'll be a lot of operator glitches because I'll be running it. Yes.
Well, it
Should be
might not
interesting, folks.
Hopefully not.
It might not be
Nah,
that bad.
it'll be all right.
We'll see what happens.
I got
it's just-
faith.
It's okay. You can all laugh at me and make jokes. It's
Oh,
okay.
no, they will, if you do.
Oh, I know they will.
I'll be
Believe me.
leading the charge.
I know you will. Because I can count on you for
Not in a
those
bad
kind of
way.
things.
No, I'll support you, but I'll...
It's because you love me. I
yes,
know that.
Yes, that's
I
what
do
I'm-
know
yes,
this.
It's yes.
It's a love thing.
It is
and
out of-
I,
yeah.
and if you didn't, then I'd worry. I'd worry that you just didn't really care about me that much anyway. So thank you for that.
Well, so he really doesn't. But it's just
What?
It doesn't. Oh no, you tell me. My
not to
philosophy-
smash your dreams or anything, but
yeah.
who are you talking to?
To
I got your back. Shh, shh, shh.
yeah.
Don't turn around. Shh, shh, shh.
He likes me.
He
'cause
could
I
flip. Look at him.
Touche.
Look at him. Look at him. Any minute,
What?
he could just snap.
snap like that. Boom. There you go.
No, I'm...
There you go.
Well, maybe.
Yeah.
See, look at that. The fires of hell surround him as we speak.
Yes. You're being engulfed by fire. Oh,
Okay.
yeah.
Was
Yeah,
that cool? Did that look
The
cool?
eyes rolling back really gave that a good look. Just saying. Ooh, yeah, that's hot. It's hot in a scary kind of weird way.
Scary, kind of weird. Like that's hell. No.